BAIKAL. It seems like I'm gonna have to upgrade to a real camera here pretty soon because there's something going on with my phone video camera. I don't know if it's a problem with just the camera software, the video stabilization, or the focus. It's like the background and like everything gets blurry for a second, but it also like shakes really hard. I'm trying to move around as much as I can so you guys can like maybe see what's going on here. This is probably gonna trigger it, but if not, I probably just look stupid. So leave a like for that, I guess. But yeah, my phone's camera has actually been doing that for a while. You guys just might have never really noticed because when my background was white, it kind of just hid it. But it's really noticeable now with the dark background. So, what's up, Thotty Pants? DenDenBMX here. I don't know if you handsome fellers and fellettes remember Thomas, but Thomas was a guy who worked for like Marcolo, Onal. Like there's a bunch of different brands that are all kind of like the same thing, and they sell balisongs on Amazon. And there was a period of time a year or two ago where they were sending me a bunch, but I hadn't really heard from Thomas for a while until very recently. He wanted to send me the brand new BAIKAL balisong from a new brand called Heynut, and it still falls under the umbrella. It's like the same thing as Marcolo, Onal, like those brands. And I think they're doing that as a way to combat Amazon from being, well, Amazon. This is the brand new BAIKAL balisong from Heynut. Is it all supposed to be one word like hey nut, or is it supposed to be like hey nut? Because when you say it like that, it almost sounds like you're like forcing someone to bust, where you're like, hey, nut, right now. I don't know, let's get to the B-roll before I demonetize this video. As always, real quick, I just want to thank you guys for all the recent love and support you show me on all my videos. It truly does get my heart bricked up. As always, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, definitely let me know. Help out the engagement on this video by leaving a like, leave a comment, give me your thoughts and opinions, share the video around. And if you regularly watch my channel and you haven't already subscribed, well then thanks, ass dick. We are on the road to 20,000 subs, and any help towards that endeavor is greatly appreciated, but I'm done being a tool. Now, to make my job easier, Thomas actually DM'd me a couple pictures that have some bullet points telling me the specs that I'm just going to recite to you guys because I'm lazy. The BAIKAL is our first premium 7075 aluminum balisong. Made by a high-precision CNC machine, we promise that each BAIKAL is tuned properly and comes with a perfect condition and tolerance. All products are hand-assembled and tested to ensure that each unit is a great flipper. In order to improve the performance of the BAIKAL, we have increased the flatness tolerance from 0.01 millimeters to 0.001 millimeters. It's a huge breakthrough. The BAIKAL has a perfect balance and great grip, allowing you to play as you like. And the most exciting part is when you hear that nice tight click as it bounces, like the collision of glass marbles. Weighing in at a total of 3.88 ounces and a total length of 10 inches, the handle material is 7075 aluminum and the blade is made out of AUS 10 stainless steel, imported from Japan, with 60 to 62 HRC hardness, which is the top level stainless steel in the AUS series. This design is inspired by the beautiful Lake Baikal in Russia. We use stairs to describe the cliffs on the lake shore, the blue handle represents the blue lake water, and the silver blade represents the white ice. It is a very beautiful design, like a work of art. If you want to get a high quality bally, the BAIKAL is your best choice. Wait, I'm sorry? You will gape at how beautiful it is. Thomas, my friend, we are trying to keep these videos monetized. At the time of him writing this to me, there are currently 55 pieces in the US Amazon warehouse and 20 pieces in the EU Amazon warehouse. The BAIKAL retails on Amazon currently at $159.99. I don't know what the price is in the EU. I wish I did, because I wish I lived over there instead, but I don't, so I apologize. And like I mentioned a second ago, Thomas did send me this balisong for review, but I am not being paid for this review. I should be, but I'm not. Nor am I being paid or told to give this thing a good review. The only thing Thomas wanted me to do in the video was point out those bullet points that we talked about a second ago. But all thoughts and opinions on this balisong are my own, just like how they always are. And I gotta say, big kudos to this design. I've been seeing Thomas tease this balisong on his Instagram for quite some time, and these handles have always caught my eye because they harken back to that Benchmade 4X series hole pattern, but they change up the pattern a little bit to where it's not like one 2, 1. Instead on the BAIKAL, it's 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, repeating, which is different from Benchmade's whole pattern. So no, it's not a clone, you weirdos. I don't want to hear any of this goofy, oh, it's 4X series adjacent. That's not a clone. That doesn't count as a clone. If it's different, then it's different. There's a difference between cloning someone's design and being heavily inspired by it. I don't know what's up with this community in particular, expecting everybody to just like not be inspired by other things that exist. But that's how new things are created, you ding-dongs. And besides, it's not just this whole pattern that comes on these handles. The faces of these handles are also textured very, very nicely on top of that. There's some big squared off jimping, and this blade doesn't look anything close to anything Benchmade has ever come out with. But we have yapped on far long enough. Let's get into the flipping demo. I don't know how I'm supposed to say BAIKAL or BAIKAL. I'm gonna call it the BAIKAL because I think that's funny. That's because one of my best friends is named Michael, and when we would go ride, sometimes I would call him BAIKAL. And I'm very happy to say that the BAIKAL balisong trainer is indeed very fun. This one's definitely getting added to my list of aluminum handled balisongs that I think have sufficient grip and that are actually fun to flip. Yeah, this thing flips very well. It's balanced very nicely. I'm a big fan of how this balisong flips. I think for an aluminum balisong, it has a sufficient amount of grip. There's definitely grippier ones that exist, but I kind of look at this one the same way I look at the Nibali's Wing, because they're fully aluminum channel handles, and even without any help from like G10 or anything like that, this thing is still pretty dang grippy. Yeah, the faces of the handles are textured very nicely, and they have plenty of grip. The jimping on this balisong is perfect. This jimping is very squared off and very deep, and it goes pretty far up the handles. Yeah, it grabs onto your fingers very nicely and very consistently. And it, like I just said, it goes pretty far up the handles. Like it goes almost like a third of the way up the handles. And that's really, really nice. I really like that a lot. My current favorite trick, the little palm fan to bringing it back, works very, very well in this balisong. It is very satisfying and very fun to do. Everything else that I enjoy doing on a balisong, all my regular tricks, they all feel very, very good. This hooks into chaplains very, very nicely. And I'm just having a grand old time flipping it. Stop focusing on the chaplain there a little bit, but if we go back into it, yeah, it hooks into your fingers very, very well. Every other trick that I usually do on the regular, that I usually do in these videos, oh, I almost caught that. Run it back. But what I was saying was every other trick feels pretty dang nice. That was a really gross throw, but I caught it. Okay, I caught it with the wrong, let's see here. Scissors feel pretty good. That one was kind of sketchy, but it happened pretty quickly. It wasn't like my last balisong video where I just could not do them to save my life. But yeah, everything seems to work very smoothly on this balisong. I really like the balance that this thing has. I really love how it has that Benchmade-esque hole pattern in it. I love that it's got the texturing on the faces of the handles. I love this jimping. It works very, very well. I really enjoy the blade shape. I love the way this thing sounds. It is very bouncy and very responsive. Ah. Ooh. Keep the line going. Just keep the line going. Oh shit, I fucked it up. I don't know if it's my new all-time favorite aluminum flipper. It is definitely one of them. I'd say it's definitely in the top 3. But yeah, I am really having a good time flipping this balisong. I'm having a lot of fun. I am enjoying myself quite a lot. See, I don't even really want to talk. I just kind of want to flip this thing. Ooh, I caught it close. That works. Yeah, choker fans, especially with that jimping, it just feels so perfect. Like it, and it's balanced so well that it just wants to spin like all day, every day. And then it gets into that palm fan to reverse fan very, very easily. Like rollovers and stuff, it carries its momentum very, very well. Woo, I just love this thing. Parabolics all work very well on this balisong. They're pretty dang effortless. Aerials are very easy to time on this balisong, and they feel very, very good. Whew. Yeah, everything, like all the stuff I do on this balisong, it feels very, very satisfying. Like there's not a whole lot of things I would complain about for this balisong. Like I don't have a whole lot of really harsh critiques for this balisong. if any. While a lot of this balisong's design is made with the gripability of the handles in mind, there's this little strip of land right here on the sides of the handles that don't really have anything. And these handles are rounded. So usually that means it's gonna be pretty slippery in that area, but I don't know, man. With the way my hands are right now, it's not very slippery. When I was flipping it yesterday for a while, that part of the handles did feel a little slippery, but it still wasn't even really that bad. The texturing on the faces of the handles and then this really, really nicely done jimping, it really makes up for this area where it doesn't really have any grip at all. Because most of the time your hands are either touching the textured part or the jimping, and you really don't grab that bald spot on the handles that often. Yeah, I'm really enjoying myself with this balisong. I don't really know how many different ways I can word that, but your boy's having a pretty good time with this thing. That was a real fucked ladder. Let me see if I can do ladder to double scissor. I haven't tried that in a while. Okay, we're off to a good start. Like throughout this flipping demo, my hands are starting to get a little bit sweaty just because these lights make everything hot. But even with my hands getting a little slippery, I am having zero issue doing ladders. I said I was going to do ladder to double scissor, but so far I failed to even get into the scissor. And that was one more failure. That's a weird way to catch a balisong. Like, oh, almost. That is a very awkward feeling trick, I must admit. It feels weird to get into it, and it feels weird to like throw that second scissor. And it's kind of hard to throw it properly because you don't really have any momentum. Oh God, that was horrendous, but I did it. I'm gonna stick with that because I hate redoing tricks over and over and over again. That's what happens to me every time I film a little flipping short. I'm usually standing right here for at least 2 hours trying to get whatever mid clip I'm filming, and it drives me bonkers, people. Oh, I caught it. I almost threw it in my own face, but I caught it. Yeah, I can't stop doing choker fans on this balisong because they feel so nice on it. Yeah, the new BAIKAL is definitely a dub. If you're in the marketplace for a higher quality aluminum balisong trainer, I would definitely recommend this one alongside with the Wing and the Volt Pro. Ooh, ooh. Oh, one more. Oh, I did it. Oh. Overall, I am very, very impressed with the build quality, the tolerances, the flippability, the balance, the looks, the sounds. If you're definitely in that like $150 like mid-tier high quality aluminum balisong trainer market, this is definitely one that I would recommend you check out. Yeah, the BAIKAL fucks, and I highly recommend it. Okay, I'm just gonna stand here and flip the rest of the night if I don't stop talking at some point. So let's go into the outro. Now to wrap up today's video, I just wanna say that I am of the opinion that this is the balisong that Benchmade should be coming out with this year. But it's not the balisong Benchmade's coming out with this year. Instead, they're choosing to release a replicant clone that runs on steel liners and washers for like $500. But to compete in today's market, I think it would have been a much, much smarter choice if they had released something along the lines of this. Like imagine if Benchmade released an aluminum handled balisong with their classic hole pattern that's textured like this, has some really nice jimping, that could come with either a live blade or a really cool trainer blade like this, that runs on bushings like every other balisong does in 2024, that could be a good EDC balisong, but also mainly focuses on being a good flipper. That's what Benchmade should be coming out with, but they're not doing that. Luckily for us though, Thomas and everyone else at Heynut did the job for them. So I think our support should be going to brands like Thomas's brand, or other brands like BB Barfly, Nabali's, Machine Wise, Fellowship Blades, etc. Brands that actually care and actually want to deliver what modern day flippers want. Because Benchmade does not want to give balisong flippers what they want. No, instead Benchmade wants to give us a balisong with laughably outdated specs. And if that wasn't bad enough, they also want to price gouge it into the fucking sun. But that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Once again, I want to give a big shout out to Thomas and Heynut for sending this balisong over and just for releasing a pretty dang cool new product. So I would definitely highly recommend checking out this balisong if you are looking for a balisong in that mid-range $150 price point. Real quick, I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to Cosmic Steez, a horse running, Jet, Solar Flare, Jan Chocolate, Bandage Knives, and our newest member, Sunil Verma. I think I'm saying that right. I hope I am. If I'm not saying it right, don't hesitate to correct me in the comments. Please, I want to say it right. If you want to join the channel membership, get a shout out in my longer videos, get access to my members only videos, and just help support the channel in a bigger way, then you can go down there, click the join button. Tiers start as low as $3. But if you don't want to join a channel membership, you still want to support the channel in that way, just as like a one-time thing, there's also the super thanks button down there. It's kind of like a little tip jar. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know and help out this video by leaving a like, leave a comment, share the video around. Make sure you're subscribed. We're on the road to 20K, and I'm done being a tool. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.